with the truth that truly sets us free, with the light that leads the blind to see. Voice of the word, voice for the good, voice of the whole, voice of the voice of the word, TV.
VWTV, ang telebisyon nga may misyon.
Voice of the word, TV.
Kay maupay nga oras sa nga tanan, mga brother nice, labi na't mga nagkikita ay tagsa-tagsa nga panimalay. This is our show, Knights of Columbus Hour. Welcome po kayo nga tanan. And it's quite been a hectic week for us, and we also want to greet all the brother knights watching at our cable channels, especially Councils in Barongan, Channel 13, Maydulong, Channel 13, Giwan, Channel 13, Dolores, Channel 15, San Julian, Channel 20, and Lawaan, Channel 55. Social media accounts, welcome, Facebook, Voice of the Word Media Network, YouTube, VWMN Barongan, Spotify, DYVW, FM Online Radio, stnews.org, and AM Line Radio 1368 kHz. Welcome ha aton show nga Knights of Columbus Hour, and with me is our brother knight, the State Membership Director, Big Lakdaw. Brad Big?
Okay, salamat, Tommy Alvin. Maupay nga oras sa ating mga brother knights all over Visayas jurisdiction. Labi na aton mga state officer, ang aton state chaplain, Reverend Father Bishop Crispin Barquis, our very own state deputy for Visayas, Brother Chopredo B. Lagria, ang aton liwat state secretary, Brother Vinci Canyete, of course, ang aton state treasurer, Brother Pierre Pedrosa, ang aton state warden, Brother Rodan Tidular of Western Visayas, ang aton naman liwat state advocate from Western Samar, Brother Judge Odilon Mabutin, ang aton liwat state program director, Brother Enero Sabulaw, nga tanan ang mga state officers all over Visayas, mga DNPC, mga EDNPC, natin liwat NCD Chairman, Brother Pusa, Almar Pusa, natin liwat mga District Deputy all over Visayas, ang ating mga Grand Knight, ang mga Council Officers, nga daliwat ang ating mga Council Members, hayong tanan, maupay nga oras. Ini Brother Big Lakdaw, and Visayas State Membership Director. Again, maupay nga oras sa iyo tanan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brad Vic, for that introduction. Brother Knights, maaram ka mo at this Columbian year 2019 and 2020 has just ended.
Okay.
Itong end ng June, tapos na yung Columbian year. We're entering a new Columbian year, 2020 and 2021.
No, 2021 to 2022.
At 2021 and 2022. Sorry.
Okay, brother. Okay.
Ngayon, since we will be having a new Columbian year, bago tayo pupunta sa ating main topic, I just want to congratulate the State Deputy Chofrido Lagria for being appointed again, brother, di ba? Appointed by the Supreme Council as for the new Columbian year as a state deputy. So na-extend siya ng another 2 years.
Yes, okay.
This will be a great challenge to us, Brad, kasi I just want to congratulate our state deputy under his leadership for achieving the pinnacle award, the highest award given to a jurisdiction. We want to thank all our brother knights in Western Visayas and Central Visayas who has contributed lahat ng mga required na i-submit natin, and they were able to submit under the leadership also of our state membership Director Brad Viclacdao, malaki ho ang papel, naging katugunan niya sa responsibility niya bilang state membership.
Thank you,
Now,
Brad.
without the efforts of Brad Viclacdao, we could not have achieved the Pinnacle Award. So, tama lang na si Brad Fred, na inappoint si Brad Vic, kasi masipag itong brother natin ito. Kahit anong iutos mo sa kanya, willing siyang mag-sacrifice, mag-sacrifice ka na pumunta kahit saan lugar. Medyo ngayon grounded lang kami because we are on a pandemic stage. So medyo ang kilos namin is limited. So we just rely on our cell phones and communicating with Brother Knights in Iloilo and Cebu.
Okay.
Congratulations, Brad Vic, to you as well, and congratulations to all officers, especially those who made sure na makakatulong din sila sa yung Pinnacle Award. Na-achieve natin yung Pinnacle Award.
Binabalik ko mga Brother Knights, ang pagpasalamat hangatanan ng mga Brother Knights all over Visayas, kay ini nga pinaka-highest award diri ini makukuha kung waray nga tanan pag-effort. Ang importante din may kita unity, may kita pagkarusa, kay siring pa out of 74 jurisdiction all over the world, nag-ikapito kita, ikapito kita worldwide nga nakakuhahan Pinnacle Award. Salit nga tanan ang mga members sa Knights of Columbus and all over Visayas, mga state officers, mga ADMPC, DMPC, mga district deputies, mga Grand Knights, nga tanan naman kamaging papasalamatan. Nagpapasalamat ka nga tanan aton kay kun diri kita nagkarusa, so diri natin ini ma-achieve nga so pa the highest performance nga nakuha ang jurisdiction nga inabothin 125.31%. Ikapito kita ang pinakataas all over the world. Salit kita binabalik ko magpasalamat sa iyo nga daghang salamat mga Brother Knights nga kunta itong tinaraon nga Colombian year 21 and 22 kung tamasugan nga ho inibisan kung ada kita nga pandemic, diri kita maudong diri man gani kita pwede makipag face to face, pero pinagihan virtual o mga communication aton mga gadget nga mga makabago, makakapag-communicate kita nga sa aton ibang mga Brother Knights nga aton liwat ma-achieve it goal nga ginahatag-hatan itong Supreme Office. Ngahaw, salamat.
Thank you very much, Vic. Congratulations.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Brad.
I know that it's you have a difficult time communicating. Pero, Brad, on other side of it, hindi kagaya noon na wala pandemic. You used to travel to the Visayas, especially yung mga remote area kagaya ng Negros. Alam kong hirap mo doon, na hindi mo pa nararating. Pero sa tingin ko, Brad, sa ngayon mas madali kaysa yung tumatawag na lang kaysa yung bumiyahe ka na pupunta ron. Kasi hindi ka sigurado kung saan ka makakarating. I really know that's because you are new in this place and hindi mo alam kung sino yung unang point man na pupuntahan mo.
Okay.
So,
pero nga alam mo, Brad, malaki rin bintaha kung yung mga lugar, yung mga supposedly ang mga ibang lugar na pupunta mo.
Kagaya ng Bacolod, Brad, yung diocese ng...
At least makikita mo lahat, makikita mo ang makakalubilo kayo yung mga officers, mga DMPC, mga district deputy, mga Grand Knight, makakausap mo sila personally. At saka maririnig mo ang mga sentiment kung
mga hinaing nila.
At saka yung mga ibang problema nila. Kung maririnig mo, at saka mabibigyan natin ng solusyon. Di katulad nga yung medyo limitado. Although, nandiyan pa rin, napatawagan natin siya. Pero, parang mas maigi kung kulang.
Kasi, Brad, at the other side of it, pag meron silang bisita na galing lalo na state officer at pinuntahan ka, natutuwa sila. Natutuwa sila na nabisita mo sila at ganung kalayong lugar at na you were able to sacrifice to travel into their place. Matutuwa talaga sila na you visited them.
Katulad ba pumunta ko ng Panay Island, sa Rojas, sa Antique. Pumunta ko doon. Talagang tuwang-tuwa sila doon, Dahil sabi niya, alam mo, Brad, you come ikaw lang, nag-isa ka lang. Sabi ko, talaga ko hanga kami sa'yo dahil kahit nag-iisa ka lang, medyo you are courageous enough nga magkanye, diri ka na hahadlok, diri ka ba na...
Di ba may masamang experience ka sa Dumaguete, Brad? Na hindi mo alam, gabi na dumating ka ron, wala kang kakilala, hindi mo alam kung saan ka tutuloy, kung saan ka kakain.
Alam mo, Brad, one time, yun hindi ko makalimutan, Brad. From Eastern Samar, nagpunta ako, dumalaw ako ng Bacolod.
Bacolod muna.
Nakarating ako ng Dumaguete, siguro mga 9 in the evening na. Tapos sasakay pa ako patungong isang lugar doon sa medyo malayo na lugar. At saka yung alam mo yung sundo ko, inabot ako ng mga siguro mga 1:30 hanggang alas 2. Hindi dyan sana
madaling araw na.
Oo, dahil inaabangan niya ako. Nang makarating ako doon mismo sa PNP headquarter, doon kasi sabi na dito ka dumating, dito ka hintayin. Saka ang tuwa ako dahil nakarating ako doon, walang katao-tao. Sabi ko, talagang experience ko na ito. Hindi ko tayo makalimutan. Pero at least yung trabaho ko, medyo nag-enjoy naman ako.
Worth it naman, may resulta.
Alam mo kung guided ako doon. Kaya wala akong kinatatakutan dahil ang ginagawa ko, para naman sa kanya ito.
I remember, brother, let me recall,
Okay,
sinama mo ako sa biliran. Tapos yung hinahanap natin district deputy, wala dun sa lugar niya. So we were so fortunate na natawagan natin, nasa ibang lugar pala siya at looban ng barangay. Natutuwa ako noon, Brad. Kasi
maliban doon, Brad, tamang may party.
May kainan. Birthday yata ng isang anak kaya siya nandun, yung district deputy, kasi in-invite din siya ng kapwa nating Brother Knight. So it so happened that there was a party. Nakikain ka na rin kami ni Brad Vic. Then we went as far as Maasin. We went lahat ng Southern Leyte dyan.
Ormoc. Yung ano ba yung may limon, tapos patungon Ormoc, patungon naman pumunta tayo ng Bye-Bye Leyte, nagkaroon tayo ng Maasin, Southern Leyte.
Ang hindi ko lang makalimutan rin, Brad, yung travel natin yung papuntang Naval, yung pabalik na tayo, pababa na tayo patungong Bye-Bye Leyte. Muntik na tayong ma-accident. Remember, Brad, nasa bundok tayo. Kasi sinalubong tayo ng isang sakyan na pick up na black. Hindi ko makalimutan, muntik na tayo tumabi doon sa bundok. Alam mo na, Brad. Mabilis kang
alam mo na, Brad. Ito alam ko naman dahil blind curve yan mga blind curve. Kailangan listo ka.
Alam mo, yung sa taas ang nag-protect sa atin God has protected us to keep us safe away from harm.
Lang, Brad, yung pag-maneho lang, day and night, pupunta ka doon. Talaga. Sabi ko, Lord, i-guide mo ako. Dahil first time ako narating dito. Hindi ko pa kabisado ang daan. Pero at least, okay naman.
Pinag-uusapan natin to, Brother Knights, itong mga experiences namin. Because through the years, marami kaming utos galing sa ating state deputy. And siyempre, susunod kami kung ano man utos niya, para lang makompleto namin yung mga requirements na dapat natin i-submit o gampanan. So we're happy that all of our Brother Knights in the Western Visayas and Central Visayas has responded to the call of our State Deputy, Jofredo Lagria. And I want to congratulate, especially to take particular case on the Brother Almar
Almar Posa.
Kasi na-exceed niya yung number of quota ng new council development. So, 20 lang yata ang record.
Ang quota natin is only 10.
10, and then
umabot ng 35.
Kaya I want to congratulate
Brother Almar Posa, congratulations.
He is from Iloilo. He's from the Archdiocese of Haro, and siya ang state officer natin sa NCD.
Alam mo, Brad, dadagdag ko lang.
And also, Brad, si Brad Danny Martinez, the MPC of, I don't know which province, pero he is from Iloilo as well. And then he made a tremendous effort para ma-meet din yung mga requirements
Okay,
ng
tama.
membership in that
Tama,
area.
Brad, hindi ko malimutan si Brad Almar po sa dahil napakabait itong tao na ito.
Oo, soft-spoken yan, Brad.
Oh, talaga,
Dating seminaryan yan.
Kaya pala ang ba nung anong taon yun nung magkaroon ng typhoon, naisalid ako sa Iloilo. Siya naghatid sa akin sa
Airport.
terminal airport ng Iloilo.
Iloilo.
Siya
Nag-drive.
lahat. Siya kumuha ng ticket para ang transportation ko from Iloilo, supposedly from Iloilo to Tacloban. Pero walang flight noon. Ang ginawa ni Brad Almar, pumunta muna from Iloilo to Manila, from Manila to Tacloban.
Talaga?
Oo, Brad. Kaya sabi ko, di ko makalimutan yung travel ko noon eh. Hindi ko makalimutan. Siguro kung hindi pandemic, alam kong marami naman akong travel kayo.
Actually, itong location natin from dito sa ating Eastern Visayas to Western malayo.
Oo.
Pero you know what, Brad? Mas malapit sila sa Metro Manila.
Oo nga, tama.
Mas malapit sila.
Tama ka, Brad.
Kasi all they have to do, they have to travel to Batangas. Batangas, Manila na yan. Samantalang tayo, ang layo natin sa, we have to pass through the Central Visayas muna and then directly to the Western Visayas. Remember, Brad, nung bumiyahe tayo patungong Bacolod, ano natin, convention. Katatapos lang ang barangay election, nahirap sumakay.
Di ba sabi
Sabi ko, uwi na. I wanted to go home kasi yung mga bus
gusto mo
nila,
nang uwi, oh.
walang available trip na direkta papuntang Bacolod via ano yun? Toledo. Oo. So I really wanted to surrender na. Sabi ko, Brad, uwi na ako. Mahirap ang anong natin, sabi. Pero still, sige lang. Nakarating din tayo safely dun sa Bacolod.
Basta determinado ka talaga. Walang hindi mo mararating. Mararating mo yan, Brad. Saka, sa tulong, of course, ng the Lord above.
Correct, Brad. Well, Brother Nice, the reason why we are emphasizing again and again, today is June, malapit na po matapos ang Columbian Year. What we want to emphasize, reiterate, is dapat lahat po ng mga councils has elected their new sets of officers.
Tama yan.
Okay? So this is the time na bago umabot ng June 30 o June 31, dapat meron na tayong elected or chosen officers of the council
For the next
Columbian year. So, Brother Knights, especially the Grand Knight and the Financial Secretary, kayo na lang po ang umikot sa mga council members to announce to them kung kailan yung day, time, and venue ng election nyo. Para at least their presence will be there. Mag-effort kayo na pumunta sa kanilang bahay or somewhere kung saan sila para din maramdaman nila na importante sila na pinuntahan mo at mag-join sa elections.
Okay.
Kasi pag yung hanggang salita lang, through salita-salita, hindi niya malalaman yan.
Okay, Brad. Teka.
Yes, Brad, go ahead.
I-remind ko rin yung mga district deputy, from B99 up to B106, na
dito yan sa Eastern Samar.
dito yan sa Diocese of Borongan.
Diocese of Borongan, okay.
Mga worthy district deputies, sabi nga natin ni Colonel Alvin na dapat ang all council must have elected their new officers for Columbian year 21 and 22. Baka mayroon dyan bangin may mga councils pa na wala po magkandakan eleksyon. Kindly natin mga district deputy i-remind ang tanang na ating mga Grand Knight magkandak na itong era new council officers para pagkabuthan na by July or August, magtikangan natin ang tinatawag na installation of council officers.
Yes.
Kasi bisan nag-eleksyon na kung tahira, hindi rin paliwat hira ma-installed, still, di rin pa ito pagtuman itong ira mga aktibidades as council officers. Kaya, nga haw itaton mga district deputy, bangin di dati mo kinakaptan nga distrito waray pa makapagkandakan era council election, kindly panumatit imo mga Grand Knight through phone o kung imo makakatuwera mas maupay para liwat makapag-elect na era nga makasubmit itong mga forms.
Form 183
183
and then form
185 and 365.
185 and 36.
Oh.
Okay, Brad, I just want to reiterate the officers to be chosen in the Columbian year as follows: Grand Knight, and then the Deputy Grand Knight, and then Chancellor, and then the Recorder, and then Treasurer, and then we have to also elect advocate. Importante din po yan. And then Warden. Tapos after which mag-elect ng inside guard and outside guard, and then mag-elect ng trustees. Tuloy ito nga trustees, good for 3 years, 2 years, and 1 year. So mga brother knights, please whenever you elect a new set of officers, it is a healthy council. Ngayon, kagaya nga namin dun sa council namin sa Sabang South, Our Lady of Miraculous Medal Council 15190, I had emphasized to our brother knights that to elect ito mga batanon. They were amenable of me. Itong mga batit elect natin. You know why? Because we want to train ito nga bago na mga kabataan na I know that there are more aggressive than us, itong mga medyo may edad na at nahihirapan na rin. You know, itong mga millennials, iba ang klase ng pag-iisip nila, ibang klase ng pag-decision nila, medyo aggressive nila, and then mas systematic kira kumbaga decide whatever, and then malakas pa katawan nila kaysa sa atin, Brad. That's what I just want to emphasize. So brother knights, as much as possible, train the young members of your council. So importante pa isa, I just want to reiterate again. So after your election, the Grand Knight, whoever the Grand Knight, elected Grand Knight is, submit also your service personnel report, program personnel report. Now, it is a requirement for you to Grand Knight ito, ang mamimili kung sino yung mga pipiliin niya, mga chairman ng mga committees, like let's say the faith community, the faith director, and then the community director, then the family director, and the pro-life director. Itong apat na ito ang if ever that you had selected ito ng mga agresibo at masigasig at masipag na mga director, I'm pretty sure that you will be able to achieve the SPS7 or the Columbian Award.
Isang mo na, Brad, yung recruitment director.
Yung recruitment. Sa ano naman yun, Brad? Sa Father McGibney. Sa Father McGibney yun. Na importante din na i-kompleto mo yung committee ng retention, committee ng membership, and then recruitment. Yan, once na you have a sound committee and healthy committee itong lugar na yan, I'm pretty sure magiging successful kayo sa recruiting of new members.
Idudugong ko lang, Brad,
Sige, Brad.
Bila kami nahanagin, sabi ni Brad Alvin, ng mga offices, services program, magamay na niya kalimtan, duhan niya kalimtan, hinamdam ito mga brother na ito, FS, iya-term totoo katuig. So, di bisan kung mag-eleksyon ka mo yan, itong FS, di pa natin niya ibubulig, di pa natin niya pwede pagliwanan. Ngan, isa pa, ang aton liwat lecturer, kay through appointment natin itong Grand Knight at mapili ito. Kung halimbawa nag-hunahuna ka nga, ano yung lecturer dyan ang Columbian year, ini nga baga sugadhin baga di rin nakakapag-perform ng maupay, pwede mo hililuanan. Itong baga nagkaroon na mas makakabulig di dahil itong pag-lecture at atong council, paghatagin mga ipabruan at atong mga council members. So ang maduduha, dapat hanahanaan nga itong financial secretary, di rin pa natin pwede maliwanan nga itong lecturer, kung nagawin na kamo nga baga di rin nakakapagtuman, pwede natin hiliwanan. Pero kung nagtutuman man hiya, iritin natin hiya.
Yes, okay. Reminders, Brother Knights, especially Grand Knights, nakakalimutan po natin i-fill up yung insurance promotion.
Okay, tama.
Lagi po yan. I have a form with me, blanco po yung insurance promotion. I don't know why they don't appoint an insurance promotion. Itong insurance promotion po yan is tungkol po sa insurance arms natin na Casey Papi. Now, our past State Deputy Brother Anthony Nazario, now the KC Papi President for Visayas and Mindanao, is reiterating kung pwede mag-concentrate tayo in providing insurance sa atin mga councils as much as possible. Kasi ito naman tulong po sa pamilya natin lahat, Now, even Brother Fred Lagria has also emphasized that KC Papi during our meeting, face-to-face and virtual meeting, has emphasized also that members, especially officers, must avail or enroll in our insurance promotion, which is the KC Papi.
Brad, pwede man nila magpili dida, no? May da man liwat dida,
may mga programs o mga
what I mean, Brad? May da dida mga protection nga coverage, kaya la ito ato mga brother.
Pati yung mga may edad na kagaya natin, qualified pa yun, 70 years of age, may dahira coverage na applicable kaya.
Okay. Hinamdaman talaga mga brother Knights, nga itong bago natin nga miyembro na silid na Knights of Columbus, may nakamutan tinatawag nga free accident death benefit insurance only for 1 year lang. 1 year lang siya. After 1 year, kananglan kumuha ka na bago. Siring pa, nadepende na itong imo kakayahan. Kung magpipili ka lang, kung pipilat imo kaya, mahulugan, iniwi yung pag-savings niya para mas itong pamilya, para iyo, matanan. Kailangan din, atin ini-avail, kaya importante ni para katanan ng mga miyembro ng Knights of Columbus and their family.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, Brad.
Because Brad, alam mo, it's so important ini nga coverage insurance, because when my wife passed away, napakinabangan ko yan. I was able to avail of this itinatawag na mortuary council benefit funds na lagi kong hinuhulugan yan, and then 30,000 Brad yun dumating sa akin. So malaking bagay yung na yan, yung naipundar ko para sa amin dalawa.
Brad, kahapon Webes ba tama? Nasa ka PNB, nagbayad para na ako yung quarterly premium. Ating quarterly premium is 3,942. Dapat kada per quarter ito nagbabayad ako. Naglalagat na nga niya mga almost mga 5 years na akong paghinulog. Paghulog ko kay proteksyon natin gayapon. Of course, aton pamilya, kay siring pa di sa waray man magpapabilin, magpapabilin kita din maabot panahon nga mawawala kita. At least maging practical ito kadahatan nga pag-abot na panahon baga
meron
yung
mga iiwanan mo hindi na mahihirapan.
Yun.
Parang regalo mo na sa kanila yan para hindi mo na sila bigyan ng
problema, sakit ng ulo
sa balikat nila. At least meron ka ng paniguro na you are protected kahit sa pagpanaw mo.
Ngan sa Brad, ngan namimit natin ang purpose, ang objective ni Father Michael J. McKibney. Yung kasi ang sa kasitan niya katuyuanan, nga ang pamilya labi na dito ha Connecticut han panahon ng pag-organize ni
Blessed Michael J. McKibney,
Father McKibney. Nakikita niya ang sitwasyon dito, ang mga labi na mga pobre lang ang mga tao,
tatay
mapuri ang kamutang. So asa na naging kausa, naging dalan para i-organize na ang Knights of Columbus nga magkamadahin pag-ibulig-buligan, labi na ang housewife ng mga anak, ginawawaraan
yung breadwinner. Pag namatay, meron yung Knights of Columbus ang tutulong sa kanila para ma-sustain nila yung kabuhayan nila. So, one more thing, Brother Knights, Brad Vic and I, we just want to reiterate. Ito, binabaliwala ito ng mga council officers, lalo na yung mga iba dyan, hindi naman lahat. Now, at every end of the year, and every end of the Columbian year, kailangan isubmit na natin yung annual survey fraternal activity. This is the form 1728. Now, I know that most of us have difficulties in pag fill up
Fill up.
ini ano, meron naman
Madali lang
may instructions
Madali
naman
lang
dito.
pag-fill up ito.
Oh, may mga instructions dito. The only thing that you have to take note is yung pagsulat ng mga figures
Oo.
kagaya ng yung instead of dollars,
Pesos.
peso.
Oo.
Now you have to start from the left box towards the right box. Yun ang pagsulat ng amount. Yun ang gusto nila dun sa Amerika, no? Sa Supreme Office, that whenever we fill up this instructions form, especially when it comes to figure, kailangan mag-uumpisa sa kaliwa, sa kanan patungong kaliwa. Ganon ang gusto nilang mangyari. And then may mga instruction naman dito on how to fill up, especially ditong kagaya nitong yung first column, wherein the number of meetings held during a year, and then the total number of meeting held, and then we have the activity expense. Madali lang po ito.
Gasto,
Kahit
gastos
na walang gastos, ilagay nyo yan, wala. Blanco. Pero hindi pwedeng walang gastos kasi you will be including here yung mga printing and post.
Oo.
Yung mga projects, siyempre meron dyan mga miscellaneous fees na gagastusin ng council. They really don't care. The reason why we want to submit all this activity report kahit na konti lang, importante meron tayong nagawa. Especially when it comes to the charitable activities kagaya ng church, community, culture of life, and then youth activity. Ganun lang yon, So, please submit, mga granay, please submit.
Mga sa kobrada, iging papakiano rin dida, kung habugos nga adlaw, o habugos nga bulan, o habugos nga semana o tuig, kumpiraan number of hours nga aton liwat iging trabaho, iging dibot naton sa Knights of Columbus. Di papakiano didi, kung pipira ka oras at iging dinibot para makapag-servisyo kita, hindi nga aton upat nga mga programs, ang faith, family, community, and life. Iging papakiano, kung pipira ka oras kita nakakapag-servisyo, hangaran itong aton council. So, kinahanglan liwat inidang mahibaron liwat sa Supreme, kung kung pipira itong hatan nga tanan nga mga membro, kung pipira it na bulig, nga pipira ka oras it iyo si servisyoan. Labi din aton mga pagrosary, mga prayer meetings, mga prayers naton, kailangan nila mahisumat niyo. Netatan liwat pag sponsor mga masses.
Yes, correct.
Di ba?
Oo.
Ngayon ato kung may nakita tinatawag ang medical mission, aton igipapakailan nila kung pipira ang aton mga brother nights ka binulig, ngan pira ka oras ang ayong debot, di na iyo pag render ini nga isa nga ini nga medical mission iginhatag natin ang mga aton mga katawhan so tanan lang mga kabarangay. So amo importante ini nga makapag-fill up kamo ini nga Form 1728.
Now, one more reason why the Supreme Knights wanted us to fill up this annual survey fraternal activities because they also wanted to know kung ano mga ginawa natin dito sa council level. Kasi hindi nila alam ang i-report din nila. Because without our report, they will never know what we are doing down the council level. Now, I will give you an example. Our Monsignor Pepe Quitorio has assigned the Knights of Columbus in Our Lady of Miraculous Medal 15190. Ang gimbuhat naman mga brother knights dito, nagsemento kami pathway towards the prayer garden, the prayer garden of Nuestra Señora de Borongan prayer garden. So we were given the task na mag-isemento yung pathway, and then kailangan aktibo yung recorder because he's the one taking all the attendance. Kung ilan kayo nag-attend and ilang oras ang tinrabaho. Now, yun, importante yun. That has to be specifically noted dito, fill up in this form, para mai-submit yung figures, o mai-submit namin doon sa Supreme. Now, yung mga disbursement, hindi naman kailangan ng disbursement ng pera galing sa atin eh. It can come from donations galing sa mga parishioners. Malalaman nyo magkano. Ilagay nyo dito.
Iko-convert mo rin.
Kahit na donation nyo, i-convert mo pa rin dito. kung magkano ang binigay nila. Siyempre, semento,
graba,
graba,
gravita,
gravita, man hours,
Yun.
sino nagpa-snack, sino nagpakain, ganon. All of those are in particular important para may ilagay din dito yung mga report na yon. So, and one more form to fill up is itong tinatawag na semi-annual audit report.
Annual audit report.
Ito
Importante.
importante rin. This is form 1295, 95. So Brother Knights, ang nakalagay dito puro dollars. Huwag niyong pansinin yung dollars, gawin niyo peso. So madali lang naman, so specific ang pag-fill up nito. So naglalaom kami that you will be able to submit all these forms before the end of this Columbian year.
Ngayon, Brad, kung halimbawa, ito mga Grand Knights, halimbawa, bagong Grand Knights, dire pa kita mag-fill up yun pwede man mo district deputy, umakong bulig para mamuligan ka.
Marami itong mga
district deputy pag-fill up yun
Kasi naging Grand Knight din mga yan, so they're quite maaram hira. They had been there, they had been a Grand Knight, and maaram hira itong pag-fill up, automatically. So Brad Vic,
meron pa.
Sige.
Kaya ipabaro ating total pa nga assembly itong Redacted sa Borongan, ang assembly di South, siguro mga duha ada dini, Giwan and Llorente, sugad man ang assembly liwat di Oras. Nga waray pa magkandak ira tinatawag nga election of officers. Kung pwede na kamo siguro mag-elect para pag-preparar para itong next Columbian year, assembly officers, akong karakter ngon. And ini nga Vicente P. Reyes Assembly, naggandak na era election yan nakalabay nga semana dito sa San Julian under aton niya na naging faithful navigator, Brother John Obina. So ang ibang mga assembly councils ang aton mga assembly ang waray pa magkanda kini nga pagpili niya mga set of officers kung ako pwede mag-elect na kamo para in preparation para kana next Columbian year.
Kasi
ito secretary ipasubmit niyo ngadto aton bag-o yun nga Master of the 4th degree Brother Demetrio Dimaranan. Okay?
Yes, he is our newly appointed Master of the 4th degree. District Master of the 4th degree. So the 4th degree is the patriotic degree, mga Brother Knights. So, yun, congratulations. I just want to congratulate Brad Eusebio Obina Jr. for being elected the faithful navigator. In-appoint akong Brad faithful lecturer.
Ibuti nga Brad para matulungan mo. By the way, kung nakapag-display na kita natin mga Philippine flag, siguro pwede natin ma-retrieve after kung dayon ko tayo itong bulan itong June. Kaya nagtika nga tuhan May 15 up to June
15 ada.
June 15. So after kate mahining nga pizza, siguro pwede na natin tanggalin na dito ato mga taxi-taxi ang mga panimalay. Okay mga Sir Knights, hayo tanan.
Yes, Brad. Before we leave, we have a video clip. Now, this new Columbian year, may kita bag-ong na-appoint or elected by the Supreme Board, a new Supreme Knight in the person of Brother Patrick Kelly. Now, we will be showing to you a message, particularly him being the new Supreme Knight, and then also another message video clip during a state convention in the United States. Dalawang clip ito na ipapakita namin sa inyo, pero ganun pa man, our time is up with Brad Vic. Thank you for being with us. And then we just want to give Brad Vic, could you please say your final words?
Okay, salamat Bro Alvin. Mga Brother Knights, ini nga tungod kay limitado na oras, kaya pakunta naman makipagharampan nga iyo, kaya tikatarapos na itong Columbian year, at least ada kamo nga magpapabiling kita nga very supportive labi ng aton bag-o napili nga haw, reappointed nga haw nga state deputy. Fred Lagrea. Hayo tanan mga Brother Knights, magkita nga ako katong sunod nga Domingo kung may pa oras Di nga ako kami Brother Alvin. This is Brother Vic Lacdao and Visayas State Membership Director nga sila nga iyo. Maupay nga oras kan damong salamat sa iyong tanan. Thank you.
Let us pray for one another. Let us pray so that peace, kindness, and love will reign in our hearts. Let us pray for the religious people, especially to our Bishop, Crispin Barquez. Let us pray for State Deputy Chafrido Lagria and Monsignor Pepe Quitorio and all the priests and religious persons so that God will always guide them. Brother Knights, I'm already fully vaccinated, but still I have not to be complacent. Take care because labi na yan na din Borongan. We are on a hard lockdown again because the number of COVID patients is rise again, and then just paghirot kita, no, permi, mga Brother Knights. And then I just want to say my congratulations to all the Brother Knights of the Visayas jurisdiction for a job well done. This is your State Communications Director, Alvin Gonzalez, saying, Vivat Jesus! Please watch the message of our Supreme Knight, Patrick Kelly. Susunod na po yan. Thank you so much and ingat po tayong lahat.
My brother Knights, it's an honor to address you for the first time as your new Supreme Knight. I will have many opportunities to discuss the future of the Order in more detail in the coming months, but on this, the first day of my service as Supreme Knight, I wanted to offer you a word of thanks and to speak to you briefly about our shared mission. Let me begin by saying something about where I come from and why it is such a privilege to serve all of the 2 million men who share our name as Knights of Columbus. I'm a third-generation Knight. My grandfather joined in 1915 before he left for World War I. My father was a faithful member of our parish council up until his death. And I joined the Order in 1983 as a college Knight, and I became more and more involved in the Order during my 2+ decades of military and public service. Since then, I have served as Grand Knight, District Deputy, State Deputy, Vice President for Public Policy, and most recently as Deputy Supreme Knight. At every stage, I have seen how the Knights of Columbus is set apart and set above. We have what men need. We are what men want, a community of purpose, a brotherhood of faith, a force for good for the things that matter most. We offer the opportunity to become the kind of men who can change the world. We are bound together by charity, unity, and fraternity. And by standing together, we will continue to make a difference. For nearly 140 years, we have been caring for families, serving those in need, and defending our faith. For nearly 140 years, we have been inviting men to become the disciples of Christ and the men of virtue whose witness can change our communities. As Supreme Knight, my goal is to help us deepen and widen the Order's impact, to empower you to do more for more people in more places, to inspire more men to lead lives of charity, unity, and fraternity. It is a blessing to follow in the footsteps of an extraordinary leader. For 20 years, Supreme Knight Carl Anderson led the Order with distinction. Under his tenure, the Knights set record after record in membership, charity, insurance, and more. He marshaled our strength to defend the right to life and religious liberty from North America to Europe to Asia and the Middle East. Quite simply, under Carl Anderson, the Knights of Columbus moved forward on every front. We owe him a profound debt. I speak on behalf of every member when I say, thank you, worthy Supreme Knight Anderson, for 20 truly outstanding years of stewardship and leadership. The secret to the success of our Order is in our founding. And this past year, we had the privilege of celebrating the beatification of our founder, Blessed Michael McGivney. His beatification is a testimony to the relevance of our mission to this day. During the Beatification Mass, our continued relevance struck me in a vivid way as I watched young Mikey Shackle, the boy who was miraculously healed through the intercession of our founder, walk into the sanctuary of the Cathedral of St. Joseph in Hartford to present a relic of Father McGivney to Cardinal Tobin, the representative of Pope Francis. I hope you had a chance to see that. As I witnessed Mikey, full of life and joy, I thought, here is why the world needs the Knights. It needs to be reminded that every human being is a unique creation of a loving God, that every human being is worthy of dignity and respect. It needs to recall that every family deserves protection and help in order to thrive. And the world needs men of faith and virtue, offering their gifts to God and to one another. It has been said, where there's a need, there's a knight. And today, the needs around us are truly great. In a time of suffering and want, we need acts of charity. In a time of division, we need a sign of unity. And in a time of isolation, we need a testimony of fraternity. That is who we are as Knights of Columbus. That is what we bring. My goal as Supreme Knight is to strengthen our witness, or better, to help you strengthen our witness. Brothers, it is your work every day in your families, in your parishes, in your communities that is making a difference. One of my top goals in the first year of my service, once travel is more possible, is to come and witness firsthand your work and the impact you have on the world. The strength of our order is our councils and the work you do at the local level. Thank you for saying yes to being a knight and for carrying the vision of Father McGivney into your community, even in the face of personal sacrifice. Thank you for stepping into the breach. These times demand that we be bold and daring, that we meet the challenges before us head on. I look forward to walking this road with you shoulder to shoulder. You have dedicated so much of yourself to this work, and so have I. This is what makes us more than friends. It makes us brothers. This is the great strength of the order. So let us go forward with courage and faith in memory of those who have gone before us and for the sake of those who will join us. And as we continue this journey together, I pledge to support you and pray for you. And I know I can count on your prayers and support in return. May Blessed Michael McGivney intercede for us and the order we love. And may Our Lady of Guadalupe guard us as every day we step into the breach. Thank you. Vivat Jesus. My brother Knights, I am honored to address your convention for the first time as Supreme Knight. Serving you in this role is among the greatest responsibilities I will ever have. It is one I wholeheartedly embrace out of love for the order and our timeless mission of charity, unity, and fraternity. I must begin by thanking my predecessor. Carl Anderson led the order with distinction for 2 decades. Under his steady hand, the Knights reached heights our forefathers never imagined in membership, insurance, charity, and spiritual formation. I speak for myself, the men of your jurisdiction, and our brother Knights worldwide when I say thank you, worthy past Supreme Knight, for your principled and visionary leadership. I am addressing you today from the birthplace of our order and the spiritual home of every Knight, St. Mary's Church in New Haven. It is fitting to speak to you from this hallowed place, for this is the first convention season since the beatification of our founder. We now have the great joy of praying for the intercession of Blessed Michael McGivney. By beatifying our founder, the Church has, in a clear way, blessed and confirmed his vision. It is a testament to the difference Father McGivney made, starting with the men of his day. Those men were no strangers to challenge. The First Knights weathered a great deal of hardship, including a pandemic. They courageously laid down their lives by serving others. They tirelessly strengthened their families, parishes, and communities. They stood together as brother knights, and so did the men who followed in their footsteps down to our own day. We are the heirs of this proud tradition. In the beatification of Father McGivney, the Lord has not only confirmed where we have been, He has confirmed where we are going. Our founder's vision endures in us, and we will carry it forward. When I look to the future, I see the Knights rising to meet the challenges of our time. I see us rising in charity, serving those who hunger and hurt, near and far. I see us rising in unity, defending the Church in this difficult time. I see us rising in fraternity, strengthening bonds among our members while inviting a new generation into our brotherhood. I see us rising on every front, and I see this and more because of what I have already seen. My view of the Knights was formed as a young man, learning from the example of those around me. I am a third-generation Knight. My grandfather joined in 1915 before he left for World War I. My father, a naval officer, was a faithful member of our parish council until his death. I joined the order as a college Knight, and I became more involved during my own years in the military and public service. At every stage, I have watched brother Knights put their faith into action. And there is perhaps no better example than the past year. COVID-19 has been one of the greatest challenges we have ever faced. In a matter of days, our parishes closed, our councils and communities shut down, and our countries ground to a halt. I vividly recall Pope Francis's solitary address in St. Peter's Square in March 2020. Where thousands would have normally stood, the Holy Father stood alone. Where the voices of the faithful would have risen together in prayer, the Holy Father's voice rose alone. On that day, we saw a church and a world in crisis. And in the days that followed, the Knights of Columbus confronted that crisis head-on. We swiftly launched our pandemic initiative, Leave No Neighbor Behind. It ranks among the most successful initiatives in the Order's history. We gave millions of dollars in direct relief and helped millions of people come through the worst of this crisis. We supported our brother Knights and their families, helping each other through economic hardships, the loss of loved ones, and the isolation of unprecedented lockdowns. We supported our parishes, standing beside our priests and helping people safely access the sacraments. We supported our communities and fed the hungry, providing meals to struggling families and donating to food banks. We held blood drives in response to severe medical shortages. And through countless quiet and unknown acts of courage, our brother Knights have come alongside their neighbors. As you gather for your convention, brothers in your jurisdiction and across the order continue to meet the needs of neighbors near and far. We recently sent much-needed oxygen and medical supplies to Brazil and Peru, and now we are building an oxygen facility in the region. We will continue to save lives and meet needs worldwide amid the current crisis. While the pandemic demanded so much of our attention, I am proud to report that Brother Knights maintain strong support for all our long-standing and life-changing charitable initiatives. Through the Global Wheelchair Mission, we have now given more than 100,000 people the gift of mobility. Through Coats for Kids, we have now kept more than 800,000 vulnerable children warm during winter. Through our pro-life efforts, including the Ultrasound Initiative and the March for Life, we have saved countless unborn children and assisted mothers to make the courageous choice for life. In the Middle East, we have helped persecuted Christians reclaim their lives, rebuild their parishes, and restore entire towns. In the wake of earthquakes, hurricanes, floods and wildfires, we have provided food, shelter, and medical supplies to families who lost everything. And thanks to you, in the last fraternal year, we donated more than $187 million and volunteered more than 77 million hours for charitable causes. As vaccine rollouts promise a return to normal life, I am confident there will be a new outpouring of charity from you and all our Brother Knights. Just as we provide charitable support for our neighbors, we strengthen our families through our insurance program. During the pandemic, we issued more than $7.3 billion in new insurance. We have now set another record for insurance in force at more than $116 billion. Not only does our insurance provide financial security to our Catholic families, it is also an important engine that propels much of our charitable work. I am grateful to our agents for quickly and successfully adapting to a new virtual business model. Their hard work enabled our business to come through a very tough year. And I am just as thankful to all our Brother Knights for their dedicated service in this time of great challenge. Your witness is in keeping with our highest traditions. You have set the stage for the order to reach new heights in the days ahead. As we look to the future, we hope and pray the pandemic will soon be behind us. When that day comes, the Knights of Columbus must lead the restoration of parish and council life. The past year has made clear that the Mass is truly the source and summit of our lives as Catholics. By the same token, we have come to an even deeper appreciation for the bonds of brotherhood forged in our councils. That is why we must devote our strength to fully reopening our parishes and returning to normal council activities as soon as it is safe to do so. To that end, I am pleased to announce the launch of our COVID recovery plan. Like our Leave No Neighbor Behind initiative, the recovery plan offers a high level of customization to fit the needs of your councils and parishes. It will provide concrete ways for you to help restore normal council life and help the men and families of your parishes emerge stronger from this crisis. I urge you to help your councils adopt the COVID recovery plan as soon as possible. The sooner they do, the sooner we will strengthen the order and the Church while showing a new generation that the Knights have what men and families need. One of my top goals in my first year as Supreme Knight is to witness your work and impact firsthand. When travel becomes possible again, I will visit as many jurisdictions as I can. I believe good leadership starts with good listening. So I want to hear and learn from Brother Knights in your region and across the world. I am especially eager to see how you and all our Brother Knights are helping men grow as husbands and fathers. The men of today are struggling to keep their marriages healthy and their children Catholic amidst an increasingly hostile culture. Men, especially young family men, are looking for help. The Knights of Columbus must be there for them in their crucial vocation as husbands and fathers. This mission is personal to me as the father of 3 young girls. I pledge to focus on new initiatives and resources that will enable you to help the men of your parishes become better husbands and fathers. St. John Paul II affirmed that the future of humanity passes by way of the family. I believe strongly the same can be said for the future of the order. As we pursue that future, let us turn to St. Joseph for inspiration. Pope Francis has declared this to be the year of St. Joseph. Joseph is the patron saint of fathers, families, and the universal church, and he has a special place in the hearts of knights everywhere. In an address to our board of directors, Pope Francis called St. Joseph an admirable model of those manly virtues of quiet strength, integrity, and fidelity which the Knights of Columbus are committed to preserving, cultivating, and passing on to future generations of Catholic men. And in this special year, Pope Francis has said that St. Joseph embodies creative courage. Creative courage, the Holy Father told us, emerges especially in the way we deal with difficulties, bringing out resources we did not even think we had. Given the challenges we face as a church and as an order, every night is called to embody St. Joseph's creative courage in the days, months, and years ahead. And we should look not only to St. Joseph, but also to our beloved founder. Like us, Blessed Michael McGivney lived at a time of difficulty and crisis. The young priest saw urgent problems in his parish and community. He dedicated himself to finding unique solutions. Ultimately, his creative courage led him to found the Knights of Columbus. He knew that in this band of brothers, Catholic men could accomplish great things. Nearly 140 years have proven him correct. My brothers, we are Father McGivney's heirs. The Knights of Columbus has never been more needed. Our mission has never been more important. The world is crying out for men who look up to God and out for their neighbor. That is who we are and who we must always be. Let us renew our commitment to charity, unity, and fraternity. And in pursuit of those timeless principles, let us muster all the creative courage we can. May St. Joseph and Blessed Michael McGivney intercede for us. And may the day soon come when I can see you in person and celebrate your good work in service to God and neighbor. Vivat Jesus.
With the truth that truly sets us free, with the light that leads the blind to see.